Hello folks, my name is Mark. How you guys doing? So those of you out there who are into comics and movies and geekdom in general are probably you've probably heard the news that Disney and Fox have come to a deal where Disney is going to buy all of Fox's intellectual properties, which is freaking incredible. That's amazing. That means that we are finally going to be able to see the X-Men and the Fantastic Four in the MCU, which is the best news I've heard all year. Incredible. I'm incredibly happy right now. I'm just holy shit, this is awesome. So anyway, now, you know, part of me, the anti-corporate part of me, doesn't like the idea of Disney just owning everything, you know, because it's not just X-Men and Fantastic Four and Marvel stuff, you know. They're gonna get The Simpsons and Archer and Futurama and everything that Fox owns, blah 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 blah. But the other part of me just says, fuck it, who cares? You know, that means that we're finally gonna see Wolverine like fighting Captain America right next to Iron Man and Spider-Man, and it's just, oh God, I'm so happy. Right? It's just, it's the best news I've heard all day. So apparently, the rights aren't so clear for the Fantastic Four, right? I mean, but you know, I'm confident that they'll get them too. You know, they'll figure it out. If they can make this shit happen, they'll figure out the Fantastic Four, and they'll get those also. You know, so that'll be happening. You know, hopefully someday soon. Now, right now, I mean, there hasn't been any concrete, you know, word about anything. Right, so story-wise, you know, as far as the movies are going and how they're going to be handled, nobody said anything. It's like, this is just, the deal is just, you know, expected to be announced on Thursday, so it's like, we can't even begin to imagine how they're going to actually integrate all of this together, story-wise, right? But that's the fun part. The fun part is to, you know, speculate about all this stuff and how you would do it and that kind of thing, and how you think it's going to happen, and you know, so a lot of people are talking out on the inner tubes, and some people are saying they would like to keep the universes separate. I think that's that would be a major mistake, a big missed opportunity, and I don't think they would do that, because why the hell would they spend all this money, right, acquiring the rights to these things if they weren't going to cross them over? Obviously, they're fucking gonna do it, right? I know that it won't be anything, you know, as long as it's not something lame, you know, like if they don't just, as long as they don't have like just Wolverine walk into Avengers headquarters and then like, yeah, we were here the whole time kind of thing, and you know, and Professor X was using his brain to like hide mutants from everybody else, and you know, and now they're out, and that would be stupid, and as long as they don't make it dumb like that, right, just figure out some kind of weird story thing to do to integrate the two universes. Personally, I really hope they don't reboot the X-Men. I really hope they don't do that, you know, because, you know, why would you? Okay, you've got 9-10 films now of characters and, you know, character development and events and things that happen, and, you know, and you can draw from all that, and some of the X-Men movies are actually pretty good, you know, the first X-Men, X2, you know, First Class is pretty good. Logan is like one of the best superhero movies like ever, you know. I mean, it wouldn't even count anyway, it's in the future, it wouldn't even be canon, but still, you know, Deadpool, right? So why would you want to just throw all that stuff out, you know? It's like, no, man, keep it, integrate, keep it in. And the way they do it is, you know, figure out some kind of story MacGuffin to keep it together, you know. I mean, most likely it'll probably be something having to do with, like, you know, the Infinity Gauntlet, right? So you got Thanos, right? He has the reality gem, and you know, he tears a hole in the space-time continuum, and then, you know, it leads to the X-Men universe, and then Wolverine walks through or some shit like that, and then you have X-Men versus Wolverine, you know, you have X-Men versus Avengers or something. That would be great. You know, I'd be happy with something like that happening, you know. If I had my dream, you know, like let's say like a miracle happens and they gave me creative control on how to do this, the way I would do it is that I would make all of Phase 4 lead up to the integration. And the way I would do that is I'd take a page from Time Runs Out, which if you've never read Time Runs Out, it's the story starting in like 2013 and leading all the way to 2016 in the comics, in the New Avengers and in the Avengers comics. There were two of them. There was the Avengers and the New Avengers, right? And they had parallel storylines. And then and what it was that universes were colliding with each other in the comics, right? And every time this would happen, they would call it an incursion. And you would look up in the sky and there would be a red phantom Earth in the sky, right? And when the two Earths touched, then your universe would get annihilated, right? And the whole story was Reed Richards and Captain America and Tony Stark, right? And all those guys trying to save the Marvel Universe, the main 616, right? Marvel Universe. And the only way you could do it is by destroying the other universe. And if you do that, then everybody in that universe dies, right? So it was just like all of these conflicting kind of, conflict and like moral questions. You're committing genocide on a universal scale and this and that. But it's like if they die, if we let them go, then we all die, and Thanos gets involved with it, and the Submariner gets involved in the Black Panthers and like fucking just, the galactic beings and stuff, and all the aliens try to invade the Earth and destroy the Earth because they figure out if they can blow the Earth up it won't happen, and it's like, it's just gets really, really good, and then it's all turns out that Doctor Doom is behind the whole thing, right? It's awesome, and it leads right into Secret Wars, which was the big event in 2016, which I thought was pretty good, Secret Wars. I mean, I thought it was a little overblown, but the main Secret Wars storyline I thought was actually pretty awesome. And the result of Secret Wars, right, was that the main Marvel 616 universe and the Ultimates universe were merged together. They were the last two that existed, and they ended up being merged. So that's how we have Miles Morales now hanging out with 616 Peter Parker, and that kind of thing, right? That's how that happened, right? And you have like the evil Reed Richards, the Master, in the same universe as the good Reed Richards, and that kind of thing. So I would do that if I had my choice. If for some reason that whatever reason they came to me and said, "Mark, you're in charge of this," that's how I would do it. And I would even just have like a couple of movies in the MCU kind of build up to it, and then I would keep making X-Men movies separate and have them build up to it, and then I'd have Secret Wars Part 1, right, where the after end credits, the Avengers see the red planet, and then in the X-Men movie they would, the end credits, they would see the red planet. And then you could go right into either Secret Wars, or you could call it, X-Men versus Avengers, or whatever. They have to fight each other, and their universes end up getting, merged in the end. I mean, how freaking cool would that be? And just that would just be awesome as hell. And one other thing has to happen in this, right? Hulk has to fight the Thing. that would be the greatest cinematic thing ever. That would just blow me away. In fact, I wouldn't even be able to see it. I would just die of a heart attack. Like, as soon as the Hulk and the Thing came on and started fighting, I would just fall out of the chair, just foam and shit coming out of my mouth. I'd be dead, and I would miss it, because it would just be so awesome. Its awesomeness would just kill me spontaneously. Death by a fucking awesome-ass movie. So anyway, I'm just really happy to see this happen, and it's a dream come true for total geek like myself. I've been reading these comics for fucking 25 years now, 30 years now, so I'm extremely happy to see this. And it's nice to end the year on some good news, right? It's nice that we all get a nice Christmas present, or whatever bullshit you celebrate. So anyway, Merry Christmas, or whatever holiday. Take it easy. Adios, folks.